Jet on the board here for NRG. Instead, it's going to be just the double flashing duelists of Android on the Phoenix and Tex on the Reyna.
Looks like no Astra as well, so that's a bit of a change-up. And honestly, for me, I don't mind the fact that we've got one less Astra here. It's going to make things a little bit easier to cast, I'll be honest with you.
Nice, yeah, fair.
But, you know, Zoms and Sick, they'll stick to their guns. And for the rest of Sentinels, they'll do what they need to here. 10s on the Jet was honestly still, you know, 10s on the Jet is always a massive threat. So that's something that's got to be dealt with from the NRG side of things. No Jet for NRG does, you know, weird me out a little bit, though. I'm so used to seeing X play that.
How about that repeat from Sick? Counter curveball, but it's going to be an even one-for-one exchange. Tens needs to decide which direction he wants to look and chooses incorrectly as Tex finds the next elimination, giving a numbers advantage to the side of NRG's offense. Sick waiting for help, and well, Shazam will be here alongside Dapper as well. The spike has been planted. We stay even numbers 3v3. Recon Bolt will go out, not going to really reveal too much, but now the retake coming very full of force, but nobody checks underneath Hell. And Android, well, he's only good for one of what looked to be a pretty easy lineup for two, so it actually responds to just being on the Daps. Daps v Dapper, and how about the Cypher v Cypher battle? Daps will clutch things up with a 1v2.
Yeah, Daps v Dapper on Cypher's not going to get confusing today at all, gentlemen.
No, not at all.
Huge long-range picks on the Frenzy. When I was seeing that situation, I'm like, I can't, no, this is probably not going to happen for Daps, because Frenzy at that range, I mean, his shots have got to be mega accurate, and they were, so good cleanup. Like I said, again, NRG Android in Hell wasn't checked properly. That first counter Sick was so beautiful. Snapper to Dapper here as well. So, still going the way NRG, which definitely helps them. 5 Spectres. Obviously, we're not playing for any Blaze Storms or anything. Very quick here for NRG to take that first orb.
And even beyond that, EU's going to get an early scout out as far as what's going on over towards Tree. Tags one, sees a second. The hot hand's down to delay the push initially, but it might only delay it for a small time because the spike is making its way over. Som carrying. Nice little shock dart to push back Tens as well from the angle. So now the take is coming through. First blood good for Tex. They, of course, know that there are some players that are still lingering over through Tree. And speaking of lingering, how about Daps through the middle of the map? Cuts off one rotation. And now Sentinels, they have to decide, do we want to try to isolate this player in middle or try to come back for an opening kill on the retake here on the site itself?
I know they're only using pistols, but this retake was going to be rough anyway. Shazam going down means no opportunity for a recon, and this is NRG trying to push in. I mean, they know they lost a member, so ideally they don't give away the Spectre. Dapper's going to try his best, so over the wall, can't get it done. He will recover, so that's going to be NRG 4 alive, and full confidence as well, just running into the spawn of Sentinels, knowing that after Daps revealed his positioning, he was going to get pinched by 3, and how about the counter pinch?
Yeah. Beautiful stuff. And now we get into an NRG round that it looks like Android will forfeit over his Spectre and then purchase up a Vandal. He does have to run it back, so that could be win condition in the face of what is Sentinels with weapons. But again, keep an eye on Dapper. No utility whatsoever. So honestly speaking, Android might be a little bit more free than normally expected with this run it back, pending he finds an opportunity to use it.
I mean, that's also because he found that orb earlier as well. I mean, they've been feeding ult charge over to him. I don't know if he planted the spike or not, but it wouldn't surprise me at this stage because getting a fast ultimate for a round 3 timing is huge for a team like NRG, and one hero rifle here can definitely get it done. Oh my goodness, Tens nearly killed Android there. A couple more shots that hits to the head would have taken away that runner back. It will be the 1-0 so far in terms of that duel.
And there's the run it back. Comes right over the top of the curveball, but immediately denied. Opens up space at least for Tex to come through and then dismisses right back. So the kill's good for NRG. And you got to keep in mind, the spike was never a part of this play. It was already making its way through the middle of the map. So now that Som has cleared space on A, Zoms will have to be responsible for a couple. And it's a beautiful snap onto the first. Very cleanly done. Trying to repossess the high ground. Will be successful in that for now. But the spike has gone down. And honestly speaking, NRG are delaying this hold. They still have 2 members lurking mid-map.
Waiting for Utah to come back online. Recon is not quite there for Shazam yet. Is there for EU, and with EU down, that's going to be rough. 3 versus 3, and suddenly looks so much better for Sentinels. Android's obviously still on the other side of the map. Android's the one that really need to worry about because he's got the rifle in hand. And there it is. It's Tex and Android for all the kills.
Wow, that is such an interesting call from the side of NRG. You have 4 members that are surviving. You keep the plant +1. on the site, but both of your duelists are playing through tree or garden. Neither of them are actually part of the hold. Maybe trying to see if they can flush out utility from Sentinels on their retake attempt and then leave them completely dry. Maybe the case, but regardless, those are impressive wins in the end to keep NRG up now 3-0.
A 3-0 really hurts the economy of Sentinels. Feel like we're, running Groundhog Day on this map for Sentinels, considering they did lose it to Ambox, and a lot of that did come down to, just having no money. Opening mid as well. Could see a bit of action. Texas is kind of surrounded by two. I say surrounded, I mean there's two close by, and that includes Tens, who's the other side of the wall. Could this be contact? Dapper is trying to peek for it.
Yep. What a peek that is for Tens. I don't know if his position was ever fully revealed, by the way.
So Dapper sees Tex and then makes the call for the actual peek itself, and that's all happening. We're actually onto A. Spike is not a part of this play at all. It's just the two alive now. Two rifles. This could be a thrifty. Things go well.
EU's going to be isolated here. I mean, the Spike is still behind the push through A main. So now EU, who's caught on a reload, is eventually going to get overwhelmed, finds the first, but Dapper from behind gets the kill. So the neural theft gets spent. I mean, this feels like there was a bit of miscommunication as far as what NRG actually wanted to do with this round. Now you've got Daps in a 1v2, and the last two members for Sentinels have ARs to play with.
I think EU committed too hard there. If EU didn't make such a hard commit, he could have actually backed out. They could have recovered Spike on towards B. Daps had full control over towards B. And Sentinels have actually given up. I say given up. They're still hanging around A, but they're not close enough. They're not really fighting for it. They've recovered the guns, which makes the job for Daps that much more difficult. At least he's got a lot of utility. He's got a plant that he doesn't trust it. The problem is Daps believes they're close by, and now they are.
And here comes the swing. Daps finds the first, but is not going to be allowed an opportunity to even see the second. Maybe post round there's an opportunity for the kill, but no, not going to happen. So a thrifty round for Sentinels, and that could breathe some life back into the lungs of Sentinels fans across the Twitch chat.
Yeah, it's an awkward round from NRG though. Like again, the Spike was so far away. They pushed quite aggressively on towards A. Has to be Daps rotating back in, and it starts with this peek from Tens, by the way, and courtesy to Dapper, who allowed that peek to even happen. And here you just see EU caught between a rock and a hard place. Like, where's EU supposed to go? He's so deep on site, like there's no exit strategy there. There's no way to meet up with Daps. There's no way to delay. The Sentinels, can they make that convert into further rounds? You have Operator in the hands of Tens, and Operators have been quite nasty for NRG to play into, at least onto split.
Sentinel's defense is pretty forward here. You've got a pretty heavy stack of utility over towards B. Tens with an operator playing up through a catwalk. And then you also have Sick, who could contest middle at any given moment. This first shot's going to have to be big. And Tens tries to correct the low-sided aim for something a little bit higher, but misses. And Sick also commits to run it back. Not going to find too much there. Second peek off the curveball also comes up empty.
I think Android just, feels the bullet whiff pass in between the legs probably there. And we'll be happy to keep his legs for now. No heal required. Well, he doesn't have to heal himself. Operator's still there though, so they have to really throw in a lot of utility. There's plenty of flashes. That operator shot will go wide. The gravity well though, slowing things down.
What in the world? Tens finds one through the dark cover and then swaps to the classic if the gravity well came through like you called, and they get a second elimination. So NRG's entire push through tree stalled, denied. Sam is going to try to play for a plant, but is only on 6 HP, so you're looking at EU to do something here. Does have the Hunter's Spirit, but there's really no way he's going to get away from this site. He's got to try to fight this up close, and although they find one, the trade is there. Numbers favorable for the side of Sentinels. Retake, but Tex by themselves. The aim just a touch too far up to the right, and Sentinels retake again, going to be good.
Tex was far away. He was lurking over towards catwalk that entire time. I think he was waiting for the 1v1 versus Shazam. Finds it, gets the free heal. But his teammates are dying on site, and Tex needs to get on towards A as fast as possible. Whiffs versus Sick, I believe it was. If he gets that kill, he resets again. Dismisses away, heals up to full, and that last 1v1 is scary for Sentinels because Tex is on a roll at that stage. He's ready to go. But it's just not going to connect the shots, and as far as the team play goes, man, like, I think if Tex was just there instead of waiting for Shazam, like, Shazam probably pinches eventually, but Tex, if he goes off on the side itself, that could have been much better. A lot of what-ifs here. Sentinels are starting to catch up now. It was sitting at 0-3, not that even that long ago. Got 2 in a row. Still have the operator in hand, Sick for that early action, and Tens will be here to hold a line. That's actually great from Sentinels because
Yeah.
if you are NRG, you think A lobby could be clear because you hear someone walking away. Little do you know, Tens is still there. Is going to miss, sadly, so no early kills, at least not yet. It's a leg, though.
Yeah, Tech's at a pretty forward spot mid-map, but there will be a trap wire to keep him honest. Spike, with a bit of an entourage, is considering going back over towards A, and the trap wire is deleted, so it's just down to how do Sentinels want to deal with this isolated player, and how about Tens take an aggressive peek. Beautiful stuff there, and that's going to be good for first blood. Sentinels now also recognizing with this Aldrum, this very well could be a play coming over, but Android in the running back has already found one elimination. Tries to shut the door in the play. Blazewall will come through. Sam trying to plant. Sick wants to contest early, but it's Daps watching over the top to find the trade. Now a 4v3 situation. EU is very low, but as the neural theft will come out, Sentinels are going to have to do something incredible for this retake. And it just comes down to who's going to go first, really, because the recon bolt is one of the only big pieces of utility they have as far as a retake is concerned. Shazam up top, just spamming, gets blessed with the kill onto Sam. That's completely blind. The Cosmic Divide also now in play. Here comes the retake. All 3 Sentinel members from the same angle. Down low, Shazam able to only find one so far, but it snaps in a corner. Tally 4 for the Cypher, and NRG take a pivotal round to go up 4-2.
NRG thankful Daps goes up there because Android's honestly sitting around. I was watching Android for a lot of that round where he's just chilling in A main. I don't know why he's looking flank. They use the neural theft. They know no one's there. I mean, at least things start out well for NRG to get the trades required. That kill to Sick was really, really good. Tens, by the way, does go for a bit of a dry pick to challenge the runner back. He didn't have a dash. He used a dash earlier. He gets the leg onto Sam and then obviously gets the kill onto Tex. And he dry picks into Android, which I thought was a bit risky, so they gave away that kill for free. Tens and, you know, the rest of NRG, rest of Sentinels rather, definitely made that round quite a bit more difficult than Daps the 4K towards the end to make sure that NRG now pick up the lead, force an eco onto the side of Sentinels. Sick with a judge. That's the only gun.
Peek from Tens. He will tag the torso of one. Still has a lot of knives to play with, and also read the information that there were a couple of members that are stacked through B main. Now here comes the hit. Right click, not going to fully connect. Tech's able to stay alive for their second kill. Now pushing forward. And maybe the timing is good, but he runs right into the full brute force of a judge. So nice trade back. That's going to be a free weapon upgrade as well, as Sick will collect that. Shazam will pick up the judge. Spike planted. 4v3, still numbers favoring that of NRG's offense. But here comes the retake. Beautiful curveball. That'll find one for free, but Android there to follow up. It'll leave Zoms down to a 1v3 situation through mid-market.
Has to find a timing on Android. Can't get it. Android did have his back turned for just a little bit, but the spider sensors were tingling. Turns around. That's a freebie onto Zoms. Not quite free, but get the kill anyway for 3 kills. 5-2 now. Still just keeping the lead in. That was the thrifty, though, from Sentinels, so not expecting too much from any of the Sentinels on that round, despite, you know, any sort of leeway that the judge gives you. Now it's the rifles coming on in. It looks like equipment value is, despite having guns, you know, we're missing some armor on Tens.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little, you know, bits and pieces missing as far as utility goes for the rest of the members. It'll be mostly there, though, just to run it back for Sick, and hopefully they can use that to find some value because they don't really have much else to work with.
Just to kind of speak to the statistics of this map, NRG's defense is technically their stronger half by a country mile. 71% of their defensive rounds they win, only 46% of their attacking rounds. So the fact that they're already gone 5 is a steep improvement for them here in this matchup versus Sentinels, who, just to kind of speak to their statistics, also their defense, their stronger half. So good work so far for NRG. Opportunity still brewing to find maybe even more. 10's going to be tagged up pretty heavy. Second challenge, not going to be all that good. And now the hit starting to potentially come through. Sick going to go to an early run it back, feeling the pressure, but NRG are just going to back away, and this will find really no value. And beyond that, is also going to exhaust both the curveballs.
Has given Sentinels full control back over towards A, and with that NRG back out, Spike's now rotating. Mid is being challenged currently by NRG. Time's kind of running out, though. They've lost control of the map. They don't quite have B. They don't have mid. They're hanging out in A. And, you know, as we did see with the runner back, despite not getting any kills, allow Sentinels to take control of that also. So as we head below 30 seconds, with the Android down especially, this attack is not going well.
EU feeling the pressure right into the Hunter's Fury. No eliminations there. Zombs in a corner, able to find one. Sick helping for the second, but Daps will eventually leave some sort of an opening. 10 seconds onto the clock. Have to find these kills, and EU finds them quickly. To the knife, and then to the plant they go. Dapper 1v2. He's going to see Daps' weapon, but the door will quite literally shut on this play. Also catching him mid-reload. Daps able to clean things up, and NRG find themselves on 6.
That's huge from EU. I mean, drops on his Fury and finds a couple of frags straight away afterwards as well, despite losing Android early. They just pressed the W key, and this two-piece right here is really awesome from EU. Saving the day, and then obviously, like I said, finding the timing, Daps onto Dapper again, reloading, and recovering that from NRG, where, 25 seconds left to go. They have no control on the map. Android just says, screw it, I'm going to run in. We're all just going to go for this one. And off the back of EU's plays, gonna find it. So squeezing Sentinels out, forcing another Thrifty, and they're just not finding enough cash here once again for Sentinels on Ascent.
Not at all. There is a Bucky and a Judge in place, and well, we've seen a lot of successful moments from Sentinels with those weapons, but not this time. Sam teleporting into the back line. He's cleaned up 3. The door is now wide open to get onto the A site, and Shazam, well, what can you do? Would be highlight reel-esque, but only finds one. Sam walks away the breadwinner here in round number 9 with 4 kills.
Yeah, uses the from the shadows there. Nearly has it back again. 4K.
Exactly.
I mean, look at this line. They're kind of looking for him. This looks like a deathmatch game. You know, when else are you just here surrounded by 3 people? Just here you go. There's a 3-piece. He looks like he heals and reloads off each kill as well, just like a DM game. 7-2 now. NRG taking control. I mean, we talk about Sentinels. Sometimes they need that comeback to happen. This is very much looking like that Andbox game. And in that Andbox game on Ascent, the comeback did not happen.
Well, if there were to be around for Sentinels to start manifesting something, it would be right here. Tens with an operator. You've got essentially a full buy in effect, which is the first time they've really been able to say that in a handful of rounds. Like you've mentioned, they have been in a great depression. And yeah, that's the big key. You have Sentinels all over the middle of the map, but all of the focus from the side of NRG is moving over through B main. Gravity Well will slow down the run it back. Dapper has already found 1 elimination on towards the site itself. Android pushing through. Reads information, but no kills to speak of. So 5v4 defensive advantage for Sentinels. Dapper on the side, able to find it through the Radianite crates, and that will be now a more steep advantage for Sentinels. 4v2 we go.
Android goes down to 10, so despite taking down Sec, I mean, the rest of the flank is going to be successful. And that Gravity Well completely ruins NRG. NRG want to make a quick play. They want to use run it back, but they're 5 stacking in B. A single Gravity Well pretty much ends your entire push because, I mean, your run it back is not going to get value. Meanwhile, we commented that Sentinels had full mid control, so 2 members from Sen were going to be able to very quickly rotate into tiles, straight into B main, into B lobby. And then even though Sick will go down, he still gets a 1-for-1. Shazam's there as well when Android doesn't realize it, picking up the kills, and Sentinels will get that 1 round back, still 7-3, taking mid again. Good smoke to slow down Tens though. Does have a dash available, might just push it.
Oh, sees the shoulder, curveball comes through. 10 still finds first blood, tag down to 10 HP, but how about Sick? Next one up, finds the kills. Sam able to respond to 1, but the opening engagement still largely successful for Sentinels defense as they have another early advantage in a 4v3.
That's the thing for Sentinels, right? Because they did that last round, but because they weren't spotted, NRG have no idea. They were not expecting that play. Both plays from Sentinels, the same ones, I believe. Not quite, well, Tens and Sec just pushing up. Tens, knowing that he can just disengage, decides to make the aggressive play, gets rewarded, and they have still at least a 1-player advantage. Here, Tens on low HP, so to play this one quite carefully. Spike is over towards B, and this is going to be EU just trying to buy time, hold 2 members over towards A, keep them busy, while allowing Sam and Tex to maybe get it done over towards B.
Oh, but Tex, first one forward on 40 HP. Shazam does get spoken, at least into existence, but how about the play through the dark cover? Tex does find elimination. Now it isolates Psalms on the site by themselves. Gravity Well to keep the alley safe. Also hearing footsteps to their left. Clear comes through. Zombs for the first steps to the second. Beautiful hold from Zombs, and it all comes down to EU 1v3. Tens did just see him, but it was simultaneous to him putting down the optic. Holds the second angle, finds the third kill. Oh man, what a hold that is from Zombs.
Flick of the day, anybody? Does that count? Is that a flick? Is that the correct criteria? Let's have, I mean, it's good enough for me. Holy cow. Zombs holding on. Jeez, like B is just impenetrable at this rate. You got the gravity well stopping any rushes. You got Zombs just doing it all, really. These last few rounds have been very entertaining, very good from Sentinels. I mean, they were down by quite a lot. What was it, 7-2 at one stage?
Yep.
7-4 now. If one more goes the way of Sentinels, they've fully recovered on this half. Like, it's still 7 for NRG. Don't get me wrong, they still win that half. But 7-5, especially if you're on the 5 end, is, despite losing, like, not bad.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, considering the circumstances of how things started, getting to 7-5, I'm sure at one point in time maybe thought you could be more of an impossibility, but heck of a recovery. And actually, if you look at it from this point of view, NRG, this very well may be one of their last full buys if they do lose this. It's going to be interesting to see what their money is going to look like when they get out of this round, depending on what happens.
Minute left to play for. Control over towards A. You do see the layer coming through from Tex in grass as well, so they want to do a bit of a split here. Tens has got quite a bit of a job to do. That gravity wall, again, will just completely force NRG to back out. You have to respect the gravity wall. And as they start pulling away some of the utility there, shifting off, but I don't know if they actually really want to go towards B and Tex dies. If Tex survives, maybe even gets a kill to Sick, they can return to A.
That was an Empress as well that was just completely negated. Now Sick on the run it back. Timing off the Nurnal theft you thought might be good, but Daps does at least respond and then searches for the follow-up kill. Daps is completely isolated. That's a heck of a snap as well. Trying to hold the mid-map rotation. Zombs, though, no sturdy over towards the B site, does take away one. That might be good enough, as you do have Sentinels members that are making their way onto the site. Shazam being one, Sick being another. Each of them finding a kill, and Dapper once more finds his counterpart mid-map.
I mean, just that mid-play was incredible as well. Look, sure, the opening gravity wall is going to stop NRG. NRG start rotating off. And part of me, I'm thinking, you got the stars away, you got the utility out of A. You could actually rotate back. There's almost enough time to do so, but they need to maintain control over towards Catwalk. And Tex dying to Sick there, not ideal. And I thought, look, even with, who was it? I believe it was Daps who was caught out. Does at least take down the run and back, and I thought maybe he was in a little bit more trouble, gets a snap on, or at least recover things, but it's not enough to give them the round. So Sentinels officially, you can see from that, have actually recovered decently, and they were down by quite a decent amount. And if I look at the early rounds, they've lost the first 3, they pick up 2 in the middle, lost 4 in a row. So at one point, we absolutely had a 7-2, and at 7-2, you're expecting NRG to maybe go to 8, force an 8-4, could be a 9-3, 8-4 is probably more realistic, but 5-7's good for Sentinels despite still losing.
How about this mid-take over towards B? Nebula, hot hands, denying any pressure. Tens even finding some spam through the smoke for first blood. That's going to lead to a clean take for Sentinels onto the B site. Retake now required. Tens denying as he finds a second elimination. Curveball also coming out, but Alir was in the way, so nothing will really occur off of that. Som, big 1v1 here versus Dapper. Doesn't win it. In EU with the trade, this would have to be a 1v5. Finds a second. Has a little bit of utility to play with. The recon bolt will not find much of anything. And then, well, the last 3 Sentinel members are looking down stair alley. That'll be enough for, what is that now, 4 rounds in a row for Sentinels, continuing from the first half into the second.
Yeah, and they just walk through mid, total control of B. EU nearly with a couple of heroics there. I mean, last 2 kills are great. But not enough HP. Would have to get a lot of value off the recon, but even then, what was it, 1v3? So Sentinel's definitely catching up. NRG, just stay calm though. I mean, it's fine. We'll get 7-7. You get to the gun round, then things will be back to where it's workable for NRG. NRG have been pretty solid on that first half. Again, NRG got those first 3 rounds. They got a lot of momentum off that, snowballing their way through. This time, they won't get the snowball rolling early. It'll be Sentinels picking up that early pistol. Can we get a clean anti-eco from Sentinels? Or can NRG do the damage? Because those round 2s can be pretty tricky.
Yeah. A lot of pressure for Sentinels. Off the utility, just thrown through the middle of the map. Curveballs, smokes, owl drones all sent through. And they recognize that, okay, tree is currently safe. We can now push forward, make the exact same hit. But EU trying to foil the plans. Only walks away with a bit of damage onto 10. Zoms with first blood. Shockbolt was in a really great spot. And oh boy, the offense for Sentinels just all gas pedal right back onto the B site safely.
They don't even need to really respect too much of these pistols. That being said, though, every single Ripley that I've seen so far from NRG, Sheriffs have been pretty good.
No!
Bit of hilarity happening over here with the different reloadings and whatnot. Some bags coming up to the end as well. NRG, you know, how many Sheriffs are walking with? Just the two, Tex and Som. They, by the way, won a Thrifty. We did see NRG win a Thrifty with just Sheriffs on split. That was incredible. Just a couple of that was on B with Cosmic Divide coming down, and they just rushed through it. Didn't even use a Seeker. Pistols only. Didn't happen here, though, so we head into that round 3. We're going to buy up all the rifles. Som doesn't have full armor. We'll have the Paranoia, though, and honestly, that Paranoia is probably going to have a higher chance of winning that round. We Tex first up. Does get Gravity Weld. Has to try and back out. Is he going to lair?
I'm just going to try to respond by just getting onto the site itself. Sentinels looking to keep the same aggression, but they've been stalled a little bit more here as they have not found that first blood as of yet in EU. Good response out of the shock darts for 1. Shots from 10's not all that clean. He gets dealt with. Trade's looking okay, but maybe not good enough. Zoms on the site, nowhere to go. And NRG, I won't say that they more stacked over towards B, but they were ready for that aggression that time for sure to get back on the board.
And they need a round like that because NRG have been kind of blown away by this aggression for a couple rounds in a row, and they need a round where they can prove that you can't just walk into us, or in this case, run into us. You have, you know, 3 angles here, looking from the NRG POV, markets in their control. Obviously, they have spawn, and then they have players on site as well, so it's hard for Sentinels, or at least it should be, in theory, hard for Sentinels just to walk onto site. And NRG holding their ground there. But they, you know, like you sort of mentioned, they did start 3 over towards B, and fortune favoring them there to have Sentinels kind of rush in when they were very prepared. Aldrin's going to check through into wine, I believe, as well. On the other end, you have Tex tucked away into B main, so just checking over to see what Sentinel's doing. Who, by the way, this round definitely slowing down a bit. They're not just running into a site. It's going to be a slow round. It's going to be a mid-round play from Sentinels. Soms with only a Sheriff. The rest of this team does have a decent amount of weapons.
Hunter's Fury going to come through, run it back as well, both being used simultaneously. Som able to back away through Garden. And how about the defensive Hunter's Fury? It actually does connect a bit onto Sick. It won't be enough for a first shot. 10's just dashes forward, taking the high ground away by brute force. That'll be good for a double, and now Sentinels, their first real attempt over towards A, will find a lot of value, to be fair. 10's finds some sort of a safe haven between the wall and the blaze. Android moving his way forward, and how about it? The wall actually does connect for a kill, so little post-mortem death that's coming through for him. 2v2 situation. Retake still coming pretty fast and furiously, though, as EU finds an elimination just down the Dapper. Cloudburst dissipates, finds the first, looking for the second, but Tex puts him down. And now a couple of rounds in a row for NRG to get onto 9.
Yeah, huge retake coming through from NRG. It was costly. Tex is the only one alive, but look at Android. I mean, that one tap that he does, dropping down from heaven, just completely murders Sentinels, and even then he will get a kill with, was it the Blaze Wall that got the kill, or the Hot Hands? I'm not too sure, but gets a kill with something like that. That kill into Zoms are so good, but Shazam, walk into the fire, unfortunate.
Wow, okay. So you called that one pretty much to the T. Mid-round execute. All came through pretty quickly for Sentinels, but NRG once again responded to put Sentinels onto what is essentially a full eco here. Just a couple of pistol upgrades to speak of, and we'll see if they want to maybe just try to go aggressive once more. You can see that NRG are respecting that as they throw an early shock dart out, but it will not connect for too much. You also have the knives in play for 10's as they make their way once more through the middle of the map.
It's going to have to be 10's picking up this one big. Split B as well. You're getting ready to look at B main. That's where a lot of action will also come into play. Spike hasn't made it through, though. EU is saving this round for NRG. EU can definitely do more. And it could have been a third kill. Slows things down significantly. Just a couple of kills from EU in B main is going to allow NRG to start surrounding, start getting this retake going. And that could be enough.
As soon as 10's finds that first knife on the taps while the wall is closing on him, you thought it was over. But you're absolutely right. EU, massive to slow up the hit, make the numbers a bit more even. Now you're going to get the Empress being popped. But 10's with the knives finds a second, wants the third. Now he's just down to one more knife to play with, completely flashed up, no chance. Shazam in the back of the site. 1v2 situation, both members fully healthy. Technically speaking, NRG, they could still use more if they need to, but the Empress is still in effect. Tex finds the kill, and also will be awarded the defuse no problem for 10.
I mean, they both have ultimates here. Tex with the Empress taking no chances. No, this is a very important round. You can't give this away to Sentinels. You can't allow them to recover momentum. Sentinels, they don't have the money. You don't want to give them a thrifty here. You put 10 on the board for NRG, and it was looking like a possible good hit from Sentinels. You talked about the 10s frag over in mid, in market. That side of the map was successful for Sentinels, but EU put a major stop on towards B main. And if he got that third kill, it would have been an even more favorable round for NRG. But just getting the 2 and dying is what gives NRG the opportunity to get the retake going. Now we got a real game on our hands. 10 and 7. NRG are not out of this. They got 3 more to go through. Winning this round would be so huge.
Really, Hunter's Fury going to come through, but it is NRG who find first blood. It's Dapper lingering through the middle of the map. Samdo will be dealt with as Sick makes his way forward. Spike is not a part of this hit as of yet, but it's quick to try to transition over. So for NRG, what's going to be the retake? They've got to run it back if they want it. And you can see that Android is trying to make his way over through tree, using the Owl drone to push him even further forward. And as Zoms gets the spike planted, how do you get this retake going? It's going to have to be, you feel like, from the run it back. I was about to say, but looking to clear up some space. Dap's working with them off screen. Sick over the top, just waiting to get an angle towards these members over towards heaven. It's just a curveball, just a delay. There's the second. Here comes Tens on the run it back. Not going to find anything, but Daps is able to find his trade. 1 for 1 they go. Sam's able to take down one more, and as Sick holds the site, NRG will be bounced away in a huge round for Sentinels to make it just a 2-round game.
Looks like the flash from Android doesn't connect as well. Looks like a bad flash, possibly a self-flash there. So the runner back's not going to find the value. The recon goes through, and that's usually the go sign. When EU drops in the recon, you got to start moving. And so trying to connect that play up, but Sentinels persistent, the tenacity to hold on to that round and shutting down the runner back, especially putting themselves on to 8. Recovering a bit of money as well. It seems like it's been a while since Sentinels have won a round. They've been eco after eco after eco, and speaking of which, because NRG have won rounds, they still have taken a lot of losses. Notice that NRG have lost a lot of members every single round that they've won, so that's why their equipment still not looking great here. Trying to make the marshals work, just spamming through the smoke, hoping for anything.
Dapper slightly tagged down to 80 HP. Secondary peak coming through. Beautiful transfer from Tens. Texas playing the off angle. Now Sick wants to move aggressive. Hot hand just to flush out the corner. Neural Theft will be spent. And Sentinels with a major advantage in a 5v4, trying to get their 9th round. The spike is rotating mid-map. Trapwire will reveal this play. Recon bolt will also be spent. Daps, could you find a kill here? Sure will. We'll get the first. EU gets a second and the third. So the entire play for Sentinels shut down, and NRG working for a thrifty until Sick has something to say about it. Shazam trying to work from behind, and well, as Sick finds the third, we get a 1v1. Android has collected a weapon, and they know the spike is down. Shazam has to grab this, and he sneaks it away. 35 seconds, plenty of time to play for. Just down to who peaks first. Shazam holds it, gets the shot in line, and Sentinels salvage the round to bring it just to 1.
I don't know if Android had the line or not, but you actually saw them. The silhouette, he was peeking away for a second. He turned around. I don't know if he was trying to hold the line, whether he could actually see the spike or not, but Shazam picking that one, walking away, and then the patience to know Android's just around the corner. Hold the line against Android, let him peek, find the headshot. Sentinels make it happen versus what was almost a successful thrifty for NRG. I mean, EU goes large again. Someone a Spectre. Playing off Daps, who was also in market. The two of them spraying down, getting 2 kills and getting it really close, honestly. Sentinel's not comfortable. Won't have the money. Run it back. That's Hunter's Fury.
Very quick. You see there's a lot of information as well kind of tagged through. Hunter's Fury trying to respond. Sam does well to find Tens and make sure the run it back gets sent to its original location. Tex just through the tree off screen. Also able to find 2, but the play stays alive as Zoms finds a counter frag, and now it's a 2v3 situation favoring NRG's defense.
Divide coming down, actually, so that's coming through from Zoms. The problem is the Cosmic Divide, yeah, cuts off heaven, but you got to deal with the players close by. Smoke is going to successfully slow things down. The cage as well, that's going to give cold feet over to Sentinels. The ultimate, not going to do too much for Zoms or Shazam. At least they have just under 50 seconds. Could they think about rotating? They have no other control than that. They don't have mid. And at this point, they'd be up against Daps.
Yeah.
You still have to have Zoms crossing. Zoms can't successfully cross it. He'll, or at least stop anyone from peeking him properly. You did have Som at least, you know, jumping, peeking to have a look.
30 seconds left.
And they have to run for this one. They have to believe that nothing is over towards B. This camera is available. Does spot Shazam on the rotation. At this point, NRG, they got to get a move on.
Well, the good news here is that Shazam does have the spike for Sentinel, so they can get this down, and it should be relatively safe, but that's making a lot of sound. Shazam finds the kill for free. Oh, that decision very well could come back to bite NRG in the butt, as now Sam comes forward through market. Single chow. Tex needs to respond to a 1v2. Finds the first. We'll get an overheal off of that. So back to 150 health, just to the 91, plus 31 shields out of Shazam.
2 layers.
And maybe an Empress if you really need it, but it's going to be down to how do you want to clear this? And it's just the first angle chosen. Tex locks the headshot up, and NRG go up 11-9.
Flash not even required, apparently. He's got 2 layers, won't spend any of them. Just lock it onto the head of Shazam, that'll do it. Shazam winning that first duel versus Daps, and, you know, I said NRG got to get a move on because they have spotted Shazam rotating over. You got to start getting this retake going because the plant you have to expect, but like you said as well, Alan, it's like Daps is making a lot of noise. They don't know Zoms is still in towards B, man. They're expecting that, look, Zoms is probably close by. He's probably on site as well. Though he was rotating fairly late, and then Tex with that final shot, that was pretty dicey. Shazam could have also have won that. So Tex took a bit of a risk try peeking it, but he will land the shot. Required 11 now for NRG, and 2 more to go to bring us to a map 3.
You do have to kind of keep an eye, though, on NRG. Even though they win the round, it was only with a single member. So you've got Sam on a judge.
Most of their rounds.
Yeah, it's true. Couple of players with light armor as well. So even though the round win feels favorable for NRG, Sentinels still have a chance to fight back, but Tex confirming first blood to the middle of the map is a massive win, clearing out space, and now Sentinels essentially have to try to clear this, and Tex will allow them a chance to get his counter trade. So now we go to a very early 4v4 situation.
Tex may be overstaying his welcome, but he's also not a Jit. He can't just get himself away, and there's smokes there. Would have to require Som to help him out. So that's 1 player advantage. Goes wide very quickly. Tens doesn't have a gun, but does have the Blade Storm. Daps will have to do a great job here. They'll know that one person is at least in, and instantly Tens decides to dive in, and Daps finishes him off in EU as well for a couple. That could be the round found. If indeed it is. 3 kills for EU, and they hold B. Just the 2 players. It's all you need.
Daps just completely goes massive to shut down Tens on that little snapper. Right outside of his camera being deleted, the push through comes out, and Daps turns to grab Tens, and then EU, once again, colossal for the defensive hold of NRG. He's up to 21 total kills, and now map point for NRG, trying to send this to a third, which would be Haven, and Sentinels are broken with what they have to battle with in this round.
EU's been big both maps. I mean, he got like how many Seekers again on that split? He was top
Too many to
fragger.
count.
And now he's been saving multiple rounds. I mean, how many double kills he's going to get per round, just spraying down, transferring, stopping Sentinels from aggressing, defending B successfully. I mean, a lot of these Bs haven't gone well because of it. This time, though, Sig will get the kill to Tex. Maybe market is open. EU's on the other side of the wall. Isn't going to be able to do too much from that angle. Can they hold on? It's Daps and EU again.
Oh, the Aldrone actually, I don't think actually gets a tag off, so Daps was hoping that he'd stay in this nebula, maybe find a free kill. Sentinels have made their way forward, and the information will be largely unknown from NRG's defensive POV. As far as where they're positioned, Spike will be planted. Hunter's Fury is going to come through. That's going to clear some space, but not really find too much as far as damage value is concerned. Dapper needs to find his first kill, and Andrew gets caught looking the wrong way. More consideration as Dapper continues to look left, right, upside down, inside out. Here comes the next hit from Sam up the middle, but there's good help from Sig. Dapper able to turn around, but it's Tens. Crossfire, easy elimination. Sentinels stay alive, looking to send this to an OT.
And Sick opens that up over towards market as well. Very quickly, Sentinels just make their way on towards B. Full market control gives confidence to the rest of the members from B main to also push on through. And the rest of the defense on energy locked out via smoke. So this time Daps and EU aren't just going to completely destroy the Sentinels offense. They're trapped over towards spawn and don't have the confidence to push in, or I mean, obviously that's probably too risky. Putting themselves onto an eco as well, so Sentinels maybe catching themselves back into this game off honestly a very fast play, and they've been very slow recently. I mean, they had some very fast starts in the early rounds.
Yeah.
And then they played a lot for mid rounds, and after changing tempo, that catches NRG out.
Oh boy. Well, this should be 11 unless some absolutely incredible one-taps come through, which you never want to rule out, especially when you've got players like Android and Tex on the other side. But for Sentinels, you just got to get through this cleanly. Get to 11, go into one more full buy round in which you could potentially see overtime. It just comes down to what is going to be the decision-making to actually execute in this round. And, well, that camera will actually catch out that Tex was trying to get aggressive through B-Main.
There's no plays here for NRG. They're kind of just waiting the round out, playing very safe. And what's probably going to happen here is NRG are at risk of being run over, where if Sentinels decide at any point they want to speed up, and Sentinels have to do some work to, you know, really use your utility, find where NRG are likely holding. They don't want to walk into a trap. Because we're playing quite slow on the Sentinel side of things, NRG have managed to group up heavily over towards A, and that hot hands as well coming through from, I believe, was Andrew, really slows things down.
Sick gonna go immediately in as he tries to hit the run it back. Shazam, shock bolt for the first blood. Second shots will come through. Tens finds the third, and what is largely a setup that was influenced by the fact that Tex is on the flank. He will not actually be able to make all that good on it, as there was a trap wire to conceal it anyways. So it's 5v1. Tex just trying to do as much damage as possible, but regardless of what happens here, Sentinels, you would have wanted to win this round cleanly, and they absolutely should. And there it is. 4 kills for Shazam, assisting in the effort, and we'll go to a round 24. It's either OT or a map 3. We'll find out after this round.
I mean, honestly, that was, for NRG, not bad, because as far as they're concerned, there's not much more you can do on a pistol like that. They scout out over towards B after Tex gets pushed away, allows a rotation to put 4 members on A, hot hands even from Android to slow down anything from Sentinels, and that gives time, or at least should give time, for Tex to make the long flank over. If they can actually get that flank going, get the pinch, they might be able to do more in that round. So unfortunate that they couldn't quite challenge the runner back coming through from second. Now, like you said, last round in regulation before we hit to either OT or a map win for NRG. And
Massive.
look at that EU.
First blood plus some more on the Shazam. I was about to say it's full buy v full buy, but Android has the advantage against Sick, seeing that he's got the run it back and Sick does not. Tex also has the Empress, so a little bit of extra tools that could be used here for NRG. And the first one is that Hunter's Fury for me, you to find first blood plus a little extra. So now Sentinels have to find a way to open up, and well, it's a leg tag onto Android. Fortunate to be alive, will back up to self-sustain a touch, but Sentinels, their hit is on the way.
Second's positioning is really, really good. No one knows that he cares. He's going to swing. Oh, his timing was great, but the shots don't quite connect, and Som gets out alive on 9 HP. Shazam will take down EU, so that's the top player from NRG down early. This retake has got to be really, really good now. Android and Tex on the ultimates, like you said. 4 versus 4, but Som, he's 1 shot away.
They're all holding sight, with the only exception being Dapper from behind. Here comes the run it back. Recon Bolt's not going to see anything. The whole retake from the side of NRG is going to come right through, but the Cyber Cage is beautifully placed. Zombs finds one. Still waiting for the Empress. Well, actually, it's not going to come through because the Empress falls. So now the retake has to be straightforward. Dapper finds the second. He's going to get more than that, and we're going to see overtime. Sentinels hanging on. We'll see you in round 25.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Which is right now. No waiting for round 25. Sentinels bring it back. Oh my goodness, that opening Hunter's Fury really put the hurt on. And then following that, A successfully taken. I mean, this hold over towards 3, 2 players crossfiring almost, stopping anything from NRG from, you know, getting value. I mean, Tex, the Empress getting shut down. Android's running back can only get so much mileage. Som on no HP there. EU did early, so no recon, no heroics, because EU has been the guy for heroics so far for NRG, and Now, as we start moving forward, is sick on 22, by the way. So I don't know. Is it the sick backpack again? We'll see. At least everyone's got money now. Into OT we go.
That's such a big call as well, just to kind of capitalize on that one more time. Knowing that there's a run it back and an Empress, you're just going to hold up on the door and play opposite 50-50 peaks to where you know for a fact maybe at worst they get a 1-for-1 exchange. Really good stuff from Sentinels. But now it's on to NRG. Their offense, Spike will be laid over round Gelato. You've got 2 members for NRG kind of floating towards B and mid, but not a lot of noise being created. And actually, Sentinels getting a little bit of cold feet with their initial setup will rotate Shazam over, and a recon bolt will also be spent.
Ensel has the angle, though. This is the most important thing. Tens can absolutely get a first frag here. He's going to spend the dash, so, you know, obviously Glass Cannon, as we are in the OT, has no util left to work with. Still has the shot over towards A main if required. Spike gets picked up, 40 seconds left to go, and there it is, we're going B.
Oh, and the gravity well does not do enough. Tex finds first blood. He can hold this cyber cage and dark cover combination just to make sure nobody pushes through. The spike is still on the way. Watch the cross, though. Sick is going to try to hold this. The blaze wall comes through to deny visibility, but the timing could still be favorable. Sick pushes through, finds one. He's going to grab a second. The spike is still in hand and making its way forward, but NRG are down numbers. Andrew with the quick plan. Tens able to respond to Tex. It's all up to these last 2 NRG members on the site itself. And the retake could really just overwhelm. They could go 2-2. They know they've got Dap stuck in a corner. It's just down to Android. Clean first kill. Avoids the sniper of the second, but needs to choose where he's going to take his next battle. Not going to get the win. Zombs clutches things up, and Sentinels, they break blood first here in OT.
It's a big round from Sek. Huge round. Having some mid control, almost getting the cross, by the way. You got 3 members, including the spike carrier from NRG, making their way from spawn. Because they're late rotating from A. They cancelled A, rotated through spawn into tiles, and this is what we're talking about. EU even coming back to challenge, by the way. I mean, he probably knew maybe he gets that one because low HP on Sek, but Sek collecting the double. Shazam getting a kill as well. Android by himself after planting, just the only player alive, NRG. Sentinels get this round and they hold on to A, they go and retake B, and both sites for them are successful.
Revealing area.
Oh man, the heat's been kicked up here in the kitchen. That's for darn sure. Ten's looking to get aggressive. Wait, timing not going to get the better of Tex. Only a couple of shots landing into the armor, largely of them. So first blood confirmed for NRG. Hot Hands will actually come over the top, pushing some away from the spike site, but this was never going to be an execute. Dapper responds to a kill mid-map. It's the same situation where Tex finds one, but like you mentioned from a couple of rounds ago, he just can't get away.
Aldron trying to clear things out as well. Not too sure if it found information because you had Dapper just hiding away underneath the stairs. Dap's his turn to push up now, looking for information. We'll see the head. It's going to be Dap versus Dap again. The Dap brothers going for the 1v1, but at least there will be a cage. Get Daps out of the situation. Tree is still in the control of Sentinels, rather NRG. 4 Sentinels though, what do they have? Let's take a look. Not a lot to work with currently, looking to maybe rotate over towards B main, but they got nothing there. It'll be Zombs up first to try and clear corners.
And look where the traps are set up right now from
30
Dapper's
seconds
POV.
left.
He's got a camera that can check the rotation through mid and trap wires to keep him safe. So they just need to find a way to break through this. And the defensive camera's down. Cyber cage coming through. It's a one-way, but Daps cannot make use out of it. Now the hit. He's got to respond to the pressure up close and personal. Zombs gets turned around, but it's going to be Shazam for 1 elimination. They know that EU stuck in the back. The rest of the defense starting to rotate forward. Sick making his play into the dark cover. EU takes the win. Just down the Dapper. 1v3. Finds the first, backs away. No time to get the spike down. And well, there will not be enough time for him to capitalize on the kills either.
Switching sides. Overtime.
It's going to be EU and Daps holding on again. Daps with the opening spray unsuccessful. The one-way cage giving him some advantage, but couldn't quite get the kills done. EU, on the other hand, will find a couple that are required, and unfortunately time running out there for Sentinels. Had to cancel over towards mid, cancel over towards any aggression, walk towards B with no information. Again, they had nothing set up over towards B. Completely dry. Just have to make it happen with the 4 of them. Gonna take ourselves to a round 27 now. as no operator for 10s this time. Onto the rifle with utility.
Oh,
And will get rewarded.
it's an even exchange. Six still wants to hold the angle, finds a second kill. Brings us to a 4v3. Shazam still holding mid-map. I think they know that they've got Tex maybe caught out here as well. Shock Dart maybe gives us our answer, but it will not connect fully. Tex still holding the angle as well. And he's going to have to find another elimination here. The spike is rotating for NRG over towards B main. So that means that whatever happens mid-map will largely dictate what happens with these numbers. Either it's going to be a 4v2 and mid-map will be controlled by Sentinels, or Tex can hold his ground. And this will be a good opportunity for NRG to execute to B.
It's all Dapper now. Dapper versus all of NRG, or at least what's left of NRG. Shazam slowly making his way back over towards B. This time being bought could give Shazam the opportunity. Recons come in. Here it is. Trapwire will slow things down. Gravity well as well. I mean, look at the gravity well. It's completely ruined the push. Dapper's got the 2 kills via the cage. And that might be enough. Just Daps alive. 1 versus 4.
No need for more defensive members, they say, or maybe there will be. Daps is able to clean up on 2. This would be a 1v4. He's got 11 HP and will have the spike post plant to play off of. Cage will go down immediately, just trying to make sure that he can clear some space towards his right. The retake on the way. Sees the first. Zombs quick on the trigger. Gets the elimination, and Sentinels again go up the advantage in their second overtime.
All right. Whew. Yeah, that one interesting there towards the end there. Just a couple more kills coming on through. And this hold, I mean, you gotta credit the team value here. Zoms, he might be far away, but he's in the exact right position. Anywhere on the map, you can activate the gravity well. Gravity well plus the one-way cage, and then Dapper getting the spray transfers, accurate shots to land, and NRG gets shut down. He's like the only one on site, but in terms of utility, it feels like Sentinels are all there.
Yeah, sure does. Similar look here for Sentinels off the rip.
Tech sniping.
It's a very solid point, and he's going to be playing this top side A alongside 2 members. It is just full ARs for Sentinels, and they're once again going to use the Owl Drone to clear space through the middle of the map, and this trap wire will be deleted, and then immediately the push through starting to come out. Sick. Gonna need to be responsible for multiple angles. 10's dashing forward, trying to catch some information. The hit for B main, not there yet. 6 gonna help try to clear. Finds the first, does not turn around though. EU, good for a double, not more beyond that. But androids come through to keep the middle of the map safe, which means that Sentinels are largely just gonna have to try to work their way through B main. First op shot, just a bit wide from finding any kills. Second peek, gonna be on favor for Dapper. Now over the top, 2v2 situation. The spike is not on site though. And how about the call? Shazam's gonna be re-wrapping over through mid.
Yeah, but Dapper's stuck. Oh, he can't get out of the situation. 4 HP cleaned up by Android. And Android and EU have probably saved the round here for NRG. Big risk by Tex to take the operator into this round. I mean, he's got no armor and only 1 orb to try and heal or dismiss. No layers. Misses the only shot he took. Now 1 versus 2, 30 HP, which is Zam, but he does have a recon. He will need to find that first kill instantly and hope he doesn't get shot, because he is 1 shot away.
Quickly coming. He's gonna find the first for the win. No! Android denies on 22 HP. And we're gonna keep on going here on Ascent map 2.
It's the defensive rounds, man. These defensive rounds have been good for both teams.
Switching sides.
And trust EU to at least go for a 2K. Again, always good for 2. Especially on B defense. It's EU and Daps hiding away in B main. Crossfire set up as well. Yeah, Sika's going to clear it. He's going to use his flash, try and walk through. He'll only get the 1. And then EU responding with 2 kills really makes that a lot more workable for NRG. Because otherwise, I mean, if it's a 2v2, or any better numbers for Sentinels could easily go the way of Sentinels. 30 HP for Shazam. No teammates to work with. Sentinels back on the defense, and I mean, both teams have struggled in the OT to try and attack.
Lot of information off this opening recon. And Tens makes good on it. Finds the first. Damage onto more. Sees the weapon barrel of Android. Curveball comes through. That'll push him back. And quick to threaten. Texas looking to make his way forward, even still on 20 HP. Lear coming out. This completely alleviates the operator pressure mid-map, but the problem is you're still working into a 4v5.
Yeah, I think what might have happened there is maybe Tex got legged by 10s Not too sure how he took 130 damage, but most likely culprit is come through from Tens, who gave the first blood over to Sentinels, now working 5v4. Just under a minute here for NRG, and no real space to work with. They don't have quite control anywhere. They have now received a main. Yep, we'll clear that one. Tree is up next. Notice a star on the ground. That star could really pose some issues.
Oh, Six stops throwing shoulders at the wrong time, but nobody checks for Zombs. First blood good. Android looking for the response. Curveball's coming through. Tries to deny. Zombs still alive, but runs out of ammunition. The trades go pinstripe from the kill feed, and it leaves EU 1v3, but only 10 HP. No spike. Ten's watching the angle. There's the shoulder. Baits out the shots. Shazam cleans things up, and we stay all defense through OT.
Yeah, star or no star, Zombs is going to be there. He can't believe his luck. It's just a player walking to his crosshair like, that's a freebie. Doesn't get the second, but will allow Sentinels to converge. We go for another defense here. NRG, again, both teams have had great defenses in this OT. What are NRG going to pick up? Tex had the operator last time, didn't work out, wouldn't recommend it again. And he seems to agree. Phantom plus utility. Tens, though, he's feeling himself. He's like, I hit some good shots on that op.
It's coming through aggressive Avril. It's coming through aggressive Avril. Oh, but the shock dart beats him to the punch. So the first shot goes right, but Dapper able to find one. Trying to push, trying to capitalize on the mispositioning here, maybe for NRG's defense. And they do actually technically have EU on the site by himself. Defense quickly trying to rotate. An Android from behind has found one. Aldrone scouting on information. EU good, but only for a single. Som now from the front needs to keep their life. 3v3 situation, spike being planted. Android gonna see some intel. Tens peeking, misses, tag down low. Android for the first. Looking for more beyond that. Blazewall comes out. That will capitalize on a kill. And no chance for Zombs. Send it back. Another OT coming up.
30 rounds, Android picking up some massive frags there. Slightly on the off angle, doesn't go down to Tens. And the Blaze will get him the kill. They're happy about that one. EU still gets a frag there. Dam's not so lucky. Maybe Tens on the offensive operator, not quite as, certainly didn't get the value, but you got to play a slow round. I don't know about that one. If you want to play fast, I'm not feeling Tens on the operator for that one. You want to be going full rifles to really run into B. Round number 31 here. Just trying to see if there's anything interesting. Tens thinking about going to the operator. Makes a lot more sense on the defense. Thinking hard about it. Been good. Yeah, he knows it's been good. He's going to go for it.
Another aggressive angle maybe being chosen over this time to A. Nebula to keep the elevation peak safe. Looking for the one-way. Nothing is going to challenge, though. Not initially. NRG will see a little bit of information off the Aldrone. Tens has not moved. Sees nobody up top. Here's the footsteps. Whip misses the shot. Now NRG moving quickly. They find first blood. Zom trying to teleport onto the site itself, but denied. Zom's trying to hold, and it's just going to be Sick who's required. 3 for Sick. He's been so good in the tournament. Comes through massive once more. Run it back will be spent. EU now absolutely revealed. Decent shock dart, though. Maybe an opportunity for him to push back some of these defenders and give him a realistic look at trying to get this 1v4 off the ground.
EU versus the world here. Yeah, I mean, he's got way too many players on the central side of things. Give it to Sick. He's got 4 kills this round, which means I believe he's hit 30. I wouldn't be surprised if we have multiple players here hitting 30. There it is. Sick's got the 30 bomb. Shazam's on his way as well. EU obviously one away too. And this just triple kill from Sick, and EU revealing his positioning. Another successful defense, and we're going to keep this one going, at least for now. Can NRG get a good defense, though? Because both teams have had great defenses on these OTs. That's been the trend. Somebody's got to break the trend. For this OT to end, someone's going to have to win an attacking round.
Hey, man, both of these teams carry defensive win rates that are incredible. 60% for Sentinels, 71% for NRG. It's why we're seeing this defensive battle come through. Sentinels looking to get aggressive once more, this time with 4 rifles. Hot Hands in a beautiful position once more, but Som still cannot respond to Tens on the high ground elevation play. Recon Bolt will not reveal too much of anything. EU hoping for some shock dart connection. Spike is planted. Could this be the round? 5v4, Tex playing for the long flank. Has to try to get here quickly, and he's going to have to go through 2 Sentinels members that are playing through A long. Android from tree. Nothing to see. Tex
Shut
falls.
down.
Sentinels, 5v3 situation. Android on the way in. Trying to find the first, is able to connect, but still falls. 2v4 situation. Daps for now, the last player, not gonna find it. Sentinels take it in our last OT. They make